Today I'm going to show you the 3 ways I would use a compass out in the backcountry. The first thing is how you hold it. I hold it like this, a little piece of glass up like this, and this guy up as well. And the reason that is because I can line up this slot with this line so I know that what I'm pointing it at, or I'm pointing it the right direction. If I'm pointing at a mountain, I see the mountain right in the middle, and this line matches up with this line, I know the compass is pointed directly at that mountain. And the second reason I have this at a tilt is so that I can look at the glass while holding this flat out in front of my face and see the number down here, like that. And the main reason I'd use it if I was lost was to triangulate my position, and that's pretty easy. You just need to be in sight of 2 geological features, or really any features that stand out on a map. Now, triangulating a position. Alright, so I know by the geological features that peak right there is peak 1. You can see it on the map, you can just kind of tell by the shape of it where it's at, but I know that it's peak 1, and you can identify any type of feature. It could be rivers, where rivers meet, or there's a bend in the river, or roads, or lakes, power lines. Most of that stuff is on maps. You can use that kind of as an identifier. So I pull out my compass, I line it up, and I get a reading of 226 degrees southwest, magnetic. Now on most maps, they have magnetic north and true north. If you don't have that, it's good to look it up before you leave. And also, if your map is really old, magnetic north is slightly drifting, so it changes over time. If you have an old map, it might be wrong, especially if you're up farther north. Anyhow, I line my map so when it's flat, true north, or magnetic north and north on my compass is the exact same. So looking at this map, this is peak 1, and I know that peak 1 is 226 degrees southwest from wherever I am. The opposite of that would be 44. Compass flat, I set it exactly on peak 1, the center of the compass on peak 1, and that line going out is at exactly 44 degrees. If I follow it, I know that I am somewhere on that line. I need a pencil. So I forgot to bring a pen or a pencil or marker of any type. That stick there represents the line from peak 1. So I'm somewhere on that line. Now I take my second bearing. Now I take a second bearing from another mountain or lake or river. Same with that guy right there. You know who he is. And I line up the compass and I get a reading of 174 degrees southeast. And this is what I get. Same thing, I follow that line the opposite direction, and there where they cross, that's where I should be. Now if you want to confirm it and get a third opinion, you take a third bearing, and that line should cross where the 2 other lines should cross. The second way I would use a compass if I was lost in the backcountry would be if I had sight of where I wanted to go, like a home base, or if I got to that object, I could find my way home. I can pull out my compass, take a reading on the bearing, and then follow that bearing until I get to the said object. For example, that shed right there, let's say my car's parked there, or once I get to that shed I can follow the road home. But it's getting dark real soon, and within 20 minutes I won't be able to see the shed at all. Or a snowstorm is coming in. So what I do is I pull out my compass, I line it up with it. Kind of hard to see, but I got a reading of about 236 degrees. So while holding my compass flat, I would follow that reading. As long as it's saying 236, I am going in the right direction. The third reason I use mostly to settle bets. When I'm hiking with friends, they're like, what is that mountain over there? And I'm like, I have no clue, but I know where we are on the map, and I can use my compass to figure it out. So I know where I'm at, but my friends are betting me. That peak there, right there, it looks like peak 1. I say, no, that's Buffalo. So first I take a reading. by lining it up just like before. And I know, based on where I'm standing, that that mountain is 226 degrees southwest of where I'm standing. So with this bet, they said it was peak 1, and I said it was Buffalo. Now, I know where I'm at. I'm right here. I line it up at 226 down the line. I follow that line, and it hits peak 1. I was wrong. Alright, one last thing I should note about compasses is to make sure that they have good integrity. If you're hiking where in the dead of winter and it's really cold and you keep this kind of more on the outside of your jacket, it could freeze, and then you don't know where you're at, or it could go, you know, it could spin slower. Something could go off with it by it freezing. So keep it in your jacket close to your body. That will help you if you get lost in the dead of the winter. Another thing that could throw it off is powerful electronics such as power lines, something strong magnetic, towers, maybe personal electronics sometimes, but I haven't seen that too much. And sometimes even the mountain itself can throw off a compass. Something magnetic in the mountain, it will throw it off. If you notice your compass acting funny, where it's spinning and twirling all over the place, then you know something's wrong. But they are really nifty devices. I use them all the time in the backcountry. I think they're pretty awesome. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you want more info and tips on traveling Colorado, be sure to subscribe, follow me on social media, and check out my website, ryksvideo.com. If you want some sweet Colorado merchandise, there will be a link in the description below, as well as a link to the gear and equipment I use. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.